Okie dokie. I'm not sure how to close to keep it, but
yeah.
we'll see. Should we do a little intro?
Okay.
All right. How do we do it though? I'll introduce myself. I'm Kofi,
And I'm Valentine.
and this is
Hear
Me Out. All right. So I have a lot of hot takes. First things first, though. How much of a movie show person are you? Do you think?
The thing is, I'm really not. I like movies and I like shows, but I feel like I'm not as experienced in the world of it. But
okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I can have some opinions.
All right.
But I'm not like a big movie person or show person. Yeah.
That's fair. All right, I'll start with a hot take, which I don't think is that hot anymore.
Okay.
I think that TikTok is the most destructive social media platform, or just technological thing.
Okay.
In like the last, I'll say 10, in like the social media era, since like Facebook, Instagram, still that. I think TikTok is like the worst one.
I 100% agree.
So
I 100% agree. I think TikTok should have because it did start as some kind of cringe app that you would be made fun of if you had downloaded, right? I think it should have stayed that way.
I think it should have stayed that way. Like, I think the best days were when, like, it was, like, dank memes on Instagram. I think social media should have stopped there.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's when it was, like, we peaked.
We did peak.
Because, like, TikTok is, like, I think there's more negatives than positives.
100% agree.
Like, I don't know. I don't think this is a hot take. I think we just move on.
Okay, yeah, let's just move on. We need the hottest takes possible.
We're not even arguing yet.
I think we want to argue.
We have to argue.
Okay. All right.
At least I hope. I hope we kind of take that.
Okay, I'm very optimistic and positive, so I don't know. I don't like to argue.
Have you ever seen Harry Potter?
Yes.
Okay.
But maybe not all of them.
That's fine.
Okay.
If you've seen a few, you get like the gist of like how popular Harry Potter was when we were kids.
Oh yeah, to like put a backstory to it, I used to like want to be Hermione so bad that I like changed my Facebook profile picture to her, and I like had put waves in my hair, and I convinced myself I was her for a bit. So
all right.
Yeah. So
hear me out.
Okay, hearing you out.
I think Harry Potter is the most overrated IP in just like fantasy science fiction.
Wow, that is a pretty hot take.
I think it's so overrated.
Okay.
And I will tell you why.
Okay.
Have you seen The Hunger Games?
I love The Hunger Games.
Okay, Harry Potter or The Hunger Games?
Hunger Games.
Okay, good take.
I was okay. Team Peeta, Team Gale.
Oh, Peeta. Who's
Team Gale?
Why?
Because Peeta looks like a Roblox.
Okay, you're so right, he does. But like his fiber as a person, you don't like.
He was okay. He was a short king.
He was a short king. But like his Gale just was. Gale killed Primrose, man. How are you supposed to just like ignore that? How can you be with him after that? He killed your sister, you know? Still coming back from that.
No, you're kind of right. But for me, it was just the looks.
That's fair.
But no, I do agree. The Hunger Games over Harry Potter, though.
Fair.
Yeah.
Because I found a lot of Harry Potter just like lazy. Like I find like a lot of the writing lazy. Like
really?
I feel like if you compare it to like other fantasy like shows and movies and books, like you compare it to like Game of Thrones or like not Divergent, but The Hunger Games.
Not Divergent.
I think The Hunger Games is a good one because like The Hunger Games, you're supposed to read, it's like YA, so it's probably like 12 years old to like maybe like 10 to like 14 is when you read The Hunger Games.
Right.
That's like the same time the Harry Potter books start like picking up steam, where they become like more mature, so to speak. But the themes in the Hunger Games at that time, I think, are so much better. Like, it has us talking about like oppression and this like systematic injustice, and like I think it treats its audience in a much more mature way. The Harry Potter is just like the boy who lives. Avada Kedavra. And it's
no, you're so right though.
It's just like the first time you're like, oh cool, like it'll build up to like a bigger thing later.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it gets like a bit gritty or real until like the last three, and that's like That's a lot of build up for those three.
It is.
There's 8 movies, right? 7 books, 8 movies.
Yeah, and the thing is, I have a really bad attention span, so I couldn't even get through the books.
You basically have to get through 5 filler movies before it gets interesting.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's like, I know they were like setting up plot, and I'll admit, I think it's so popular because it was the first movie series to kind of do what it did with like, we'll start them as kids and we'll make movies as they get older, and then bang, they'll be the big one when they're adults.
Right.
For that, hats off, commend it. They did it first. But beyond that,
there was like some diehard fans too, so you might be like,
I'll fight all of them.
Like with tattoos and everything, like
it's just mid. Like it's not even mid. It's like recently I've been really getting into like Game of Thrones and like the like reading that and like the universe that's built in, and man, the detail in that compared to like the complexity. I know they're 2 different genres, like Harry Potter's for kids, and Game of Thrones is for adults, obviously. But it's just like the commitment in world building in Harry Potter is very lazy, like in comparison to other things I'm reading now. Like for example, you ever watch Fantastic Beasts?
No.
Neither did I.
Okay.
But that's my point. So it's like, the Harry Potter doesn't set you up in a way where you want to kind of explore the rest of the world, I think.
No, you're right.
After Harry Potter series ended, you're like, oh, okay, cool, picture wrap, close book. Yeah. It's like, all right. Fantastic Beasts, I lied. I watched the first one, like when it came out.
No, you lied.
I just lied. But it's like, I wouldn't say it's a movie I remember. Like, I watched it when it was on television, like made for TV at this point. So it'd been out for a while. And it's just not interesting. Like, it's like for example, like when the new Hunger Games movie came out. Do you watch that one?
No, I do want to watch it. Have you watched it?
I did watch that one. But I feel like a lot of people wanted to watch it. Like, it was popular. Like, you get the fact that you even want to watch it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think that's the difference in the world. That the world in the Hunger Games is more, like, compelling. Like, you want to kind of go back into it.
I see what you mean.
But then, like, Harry Potter, you're like...
Like, cool.
Cool.
It was really, like, I liked the world, and I felt like I did want to live in it. You know what I mean? Like, when I was that age, I don't know when it was popular. I think we were like, 12 or something? Yeah. I would literally have dreams. I'm not even lying about like living in Hogwarts.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like, going to school.
I was dreaming about getting my little letter in the mail when I was
and
12.
Like the cap, or what's his name?
The sorting hat.
Hat. Yeah. I would dream about like being in that era or something. But it's, I don't know.
It's just like, I don't know. It's just like, as I get older, I'm like, well, it's just kind of like, it is what it is, but it's kind of lame. Like, in comparison. Like, like, even the story, like, it's just this good kid. And, like, they make it seem like his upbringing was, like, the hardest thing ever. Right. He had some bad parents, and his parents died, I get that. But, like, there's people who are homeless. Like, they're, like, you know what I mean? Like, is it really that bad? Yeah. Like, he lived under the stairs for a while. Oh, boo-hoo.
I had a roommate situation where I lived like that.
People pay to live like that.
Yeah, I paid.
Exactly. Like, womp womp. Like, womp womp. Like, I don't really care. Yeah. Like, how am I supposed to feel bad for him? Like, his best friend stole his parents' car, flew it to his house, saved him, and he got slapped on the wrist. Boo-hoo, Harry. Your guy was a flying car. Relax.
Yo, they're living in a world of magic. What is there to be sad about?
Stop complaining. Like,
no, real.
Like, and he's not even like he's poor. In the first movie.
No, he's not poor.
In the first movies, he's like, he has a whole safe of gold that his parents saved for him.
He finds that out later. He's living in the fucking attic. Let's be so
I paid to live in an attic.
Exactly.
No, you know what? But we live in Vancouver.
He was 12 years old and he discovered he was rich beyond all recognition.
That's true.
No, you know what? 12 years old, I was still playing Minecraft. Yeah, like, begging my parents for $1.
Still play Minecraft.
Exactly.
Let's not hate on that.
Like, he was a wizard nepo baby. Like,
yeah, he was a nepo baby.
It's a nepo baby. Like, should I really feel bad for him?
You're so right.
Oh, he had no parents. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people without parents, Harry. So
you could have been living on East Hastings.
Exactly. They're not billionaires. Like, life could be a lot harder. And I was like, as I get older, I'm like, I don't sympathize with this kid as much anymore.
I think it's because we're grown.
Maybe because you look at it with the adult lens and you're like, yeah, Harry just complains a lot about his life.
When like people have it so much worse.
The boy who lived.
Okay, but he had a whole ass like Voldemort like following him around for his whole life.
That is true. That's true.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess there's a guy trying to kill
always
you.
there to kind
Like
of
a
kill
trauma.
him.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And he was a weird bitch too. He like this one movie he had like a
The
face
back of
in
the
his
head.
eye.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, if
Weird.
someone like that is following you, you'd want to die.
Yeah. I guess with the most if like his fault trying to kill you his whole life.
Right?
Yeah, I guess so.
But at least
I
he
guess
had
so.
friends.
Like,
He had
like a
friends.
Dementor,
Yeah, he had
some
a
shit
men-
like that.
But then-
Imagine you're just trying to play your school football thingy or whatever, like the Quidditch.
Quidditch, yeah.
Yeah, and then you have those like
Oh.
gigantic people
Yeah.
soul sucking your ass.
Yeah, that's true.
No, you're
What was
right.
it called again?
Well,
The Dementors, right?
Dementors,
Dementors,
yeah.
The soul sucking things. That being said, though, you have the strongest wizard ever,
Yeah.
Dumbledore, who's basically your dad, who's just giving you everything you want.
Yeah.
Let's even circle back to the Quidditch thing for a second.
Okay.
Harry decides he likes Quidditch, so they buy him the best broom
Oh,
ever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, everything's
Come
handed
on.
to you.
It's handed to him. Come on, like that's why, like, I mean, come on, it's not that deep. But think about like this is what I liked about like Katniss.
Oh, yeah.
Had nothing, really had nothing.
Started from the bottom.
That's really the bottom.
now we're here.
Exactly. Compare that to anything else. Like it's, I don't know. I feel like
Hey, but like Katniss is a
lazy.
bitch. Let's be.
Whoa.
Katniss was put in an unfortunate.
Do you want to come in here and talk about Katniss?
We need to put a camera over there.
It was a bitch. Let's be so real. Peter was
I'm
also
gonna
put
pull up a
into
chair.
shit.
You know, in fact, pull up
Yeah,
a chair.
You know what? Oh
Yeah,
my
bring the
God.
mic.
Things are
Pull-
getting
pull up a chair.
serious. You guys hate me. You know what? But like, okay, here, let's be so honest. Peter was also there. He was
Okay.
also going through it, but he was not a bitch. He was a nice person.
That's true.
Katniss was not a nice person.
You mean to like the mentors or whatever?
Just in general, like.
I think it's because Katniss, the way I see it, is like Katniss never chose to be the symbol of whatever. She wasn't chosen to be like the mocking.
True.
It's she was like by circumstance. Whereas Peeta was kind of just like the sidekick.
Yeah,
Like,
he was just like, I
there.
love this girl. I'll
Yeah.
follow her.
I so happen to have been chosen with her.
Yeah.
We're ride or dies now. I'm along for this. But like, circling back to Harry Potter, what the hell is that?
But Harry also didn't choose to be the boy who lived. Now, did he? There we go.
I didn't choose that.
He didn't choose that.
He
He
didn't
didn't choose his
respond well
parents
to
to
it,
die.
Yeah.
Like,
But his parents were of a high status.
Yes.
So
yes.
that
Like he got
automatically.
He got like a lot more help along the way.
Yeah.
Like in
That's
every
true.
movie, there's like his dad's friend who
Yeah, yeah,
helped
yeah,
him.
yeah,
or
yeah,
Ron's
Remus
parents
and
who helped him.
whatever. Mm-hmm.
So, but like Katniss, she had Haymitch, Peeta, and then everyone else was either manipulating her or trying to kill her.
Right.
Hey, but Finnick ended up coming around
Finnick
now.
came around. Let's talk about that for a second.
I love that man.
I love Finnick.
I love that
That was one of the worst things they ever did.
Why?
Was killing Finnick.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
that's
Yeah,
true.
The way he died too.
Oh.
I mean, rolling my eyes in the theater.
Oof.
Rolling
Like,
your eyes.
now
I thought you were
you're
gonna say
crying.
crying.
Oh my eyes.
Not do this to us.
He was a great character.
Great
Oh my
character.
god.
Oh my god.
Pissed me off.
So what is this new Hunger Games movie about? Like,
Haven't
did they
watched
do
it.
a
You
whole-
haven't watched it?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Is it good?
Hey,
Fake
I'm busy.
fans.
Hey, I'm busy. I'm a busy person.
I was there on night one. I took work
Really?
off for that.
Wow.
Hey, you're
he's a
free.
To be
fan.
You're
fair,
free.
To be fair, I worked at a movie theater at the time, so it was just like I just booked it off, and it was free.
I haven't watched movies in like so long.
Wow. I've watched Inside Out.
I haven't
Watched
even
Inside Out
watched
too?
I
that.
love that movie.
Was it good?
It was so good.
Really?
Yeah, it was like really good.
Inside Out, I like it. I've always liked it. I've not watched the second one, but like on TikTok, I'm seeing people talk about like grown ass women. I relate to Riley. I could see her having like a panic attack, and I knew it was me. I was like,
Okay,
"You're
that's not-
40.
That's not the. They're missing the point.
Like,
You're 40."
come on, like
Come on.
if you're 40 years old and you go to Inside Out 2 by yourself or with like a friend, like that's got to be rock bottom.
That's,
Yeah.
That's a hot take.
That's
Yeah.
a hot take.
It's
I'm
not
sorry,
even
no
though. I feel
disrespect, but
like.
maximum.
But it's the same as like Disney Idols that we were talking
Oh,
about.
true.
You guys are talking about Disney Idols. Can we have a hot take on that?
Crazy.
I think that's a unanimously not. That is
It's
an
not even
ice
a hot
cold
take.
take. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is like.
I think no one likes Disney
vermin,
Idols.
Yeah. Have you ever met one in person and you had to like pretend that they weren't a Disney adult, but you were talking to them, you're like, oh no.
But they're
fear you.
weird. They're
And
weird.
it's some like low key, not really a Disney adult until you really get to know them.
Really?
Ooh. Hey, this is.
Fear.
I'm not gonna say it,
Why?
but this comes again into the fandom picture.
But this is a
of,
hot
like,
take episode. You
yeah,
need to
but
say
this comes again. Okay, I have brought up, like, I think every podcast we've had Taylor Swift come up. It's kind of crazy though.
Oh yeah, we
That's-
literally
yeah.
have.
But it's the same, right? Like, you wouldn't know how deep of a Taylor Swift fan they are till you get to know them, and then you're like, this person worships this girl for like no reason. It's
Yeah.
weird.
So you gotta be like kind of strategic. You can't really say you like her in front of her, or else she's gonna like rope you in.
Yeah.
So, her people.
Has everyone seen that TikTok of that like girl crying outside the stadium
and her friends
like
are like,
Instantly make eye contact with each other. Like
I'd actually start laughing. Like, good for the friends.
to be real friends.
I would start laughing.
no real.
Like, it could be my best friend and she would be bawling her eyes out like this. I'd be like, girl, get a grip.
Stand
Yeah.
up.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Get a
up.
grip.
That's what being a real friend is. You gotta be
Mhm.
like lock in. You cannot be doing this.
Yeah, like, what is this? What? Like, I get it. Songs move you,
Yeah.
right? I love music. Music is amazing, but
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
It's another level.
she's not singing for you.
And her whole fan base is so interesting. Like how in the world does she like do 3 shows on 3 back-to-back days and sell out to the same 3 people? Like people going
Yeah.
to multiple shows.
Yeah,
What did you were going to see the second time? You didn't see the first time. When you see the third time, you didn't see the second time.
that's true. That's true.
I'm like, I don't understand why. That part never really made sense to me.
And it's not just within cities though. I've seen people like
follow her.
Yeah.
follow her
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if she did it, say in Vancouver, they'll go to like Europe for her
Yeah.
tour.
Yeah.
Like, how's it different? It's just a place.
Yeah.
A friend of mine I was visiting over the weekend went to her show in Portugal and literally
Oh,
planned
yeah.
her Europe trip around the fact that she would get to see her in Portugal.
Crazy.
I was like, dog,
Dog, live your life.
Girl,
you're in Portugal.
girl.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's not like you didn't see already. Just do something else.
Have fun.
Travel.
Live your
Literally.
life. Why is your life surrounding like a grown woman who does not give a fuck
Doesn't
about
know
you?
about
Also, her tickets are really expensive, by the way.
Ooh.
Why does she need to make them that expensive?
I was really contemplating like buying her tickets just so I can sell them like a few days before. The amount of money I'd be making is
Yeah.
crazy because I know a friend of mine, he bought the tickets for Drake. Okay. And then a day before, he sold them for like a $2,000 profit.
Wow.
Who bought those?
I don't know who bought those, but $2,000 profit?
It's insane.
And if you're doing that for Drake, imagine what could happen for Taylor Swift.
Oh my god, that's good business right there.
I'd be
That
making
is-
money.
I'd be making
It's
that's
really
smart.
good.
And yeah, Taylor Swift. If 2,000 for Drake, it's got to be like 4,000.
Oh
for
my
Taylor
God.
Swift.
Easily.
But then what's your guys' opinion on like ticket scalpers? Like, so would you do like
I don't
you
know
know,
the whole
like-
ticket industry.
Yeah.
Ticketmaster?
Ticketmaster. Fuck those
Hot
bitches.
take. It's not a hot take because everyone agrees probably.
Yeah, they gotta break them up.
Yeah.
And don't they like own all the other ones? I think.
I think they
they
do.
own like StubHub or like.
Yeah. It's very irritating because I'm just trying to go to like a good concert
Yeah.
and the tickets are cheap. Okay, I see the tickets say for who am I planning to go for? Future, I think. Or yeah, I think Future is coming in, right? I'm planning to go there. Tickets were like $120. After
Okay.
taxes and everything else, they
Really?
come up to $200 and I'm
Yeah.
like, is it worth it?
The service fee, wherever that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
The hell
I
is
totally missed
that?
that.
And then like you can't, okay, imagine you go to a concert. You want to take a drink. You can't.
Oh.
It's so expensive.
and the
and-
line
yeah.
is backed away. I
Yeah.
can't do much about that, I guess. But like, it's just I get them. I'm not even gonna waste.
Why the drinks are so expensive? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then plus the tip there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and the tip there.
Mhm.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
And like the merch lines. If you want to get merch, you gotta like miss the
Oh,
first 4 songs. So you can get in line
right.
for merch, or give a guy $40 to make you cut the line.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
It's just not good. Like I went to Kendrick a few years ago.
A few years ago, like last year.
Was it last year?
Last year, I was
Oh,
there.
I guess it was last year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I went to that.
The big stepper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quick.
Yeah.
Baby Keem.
Yeah. And I wanted to get the merch, but I'm like, okay, how do I do this strategically?
Didn't work.
'Cause I'm like, you want to go during the opener, all due respect, because you want to try and get
Right.
in for the show.
Sorry,
Yeah.
openers.
It's a business decision.
Yeah.
Um, But I go to get in line, and it's like curling around.
Oh, it was
corners.
bad.
And then I'm like asking. I go to the front. I'm like, because I asked him like, how much is left? Like, will I if I wait in this line, do I have a chance?
Yeah.
And he's like, I honestly couldn't tell you. And I was like, okay, I know there's multiple. Do you think I have a chance somewhere else? And he's like,
oh.
Yeah, it's not good.
And then so then my friend was like, okay, let's give someone $60 to help us cut the line, or like just ask how much he wants, like cash, and we'll cut the line.
Yeah.
Smart. And then everyone was like, no. One guy said yes, but he's only one person, and he didn't have enough cash to get me one. It was a whole thing.
Ooh.
But I just was thinking that there has to be a better way for them to do that. I think maybe they sell the merch before the show starts, like,
Or
like I said,
after
or
the show
after the
ends.
ends.
Yeah.
So I was like, the fact they do it during the show seems a bit unfair.
Fucked up.
And I think they would make more money genuinely if they changed it up.
Yeah, like I'm already paying so much to be here. And then I have to also trade in what I paid for to get this shirt.
Yeah.
It's like,
And like by the end of it, like I've been to a few concerts, and by the end of it, when I get my merch, my size isn't available. So all the t-shirts that I have are like extra large, and I'm 5'2". So it's like I'm swimming in that shit. Where can I wear it outside? I can't.
Yeah.
It's become my night shirts.
All my concert shirts are my night shirts.
Yeah.
damn, that's real.
Like, why did I spend like $60 to $100 on that only for me to like sleep in it? It's so
I
weird.
don't even really remember you went, and it's not a good like. It's not a good takeaway, you know what I mean? Especially if you spend that much money and go to this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's just, I wish they did it differently. Or maybe sold it like online after it.
Maybe like you like reserve it online.
Yeah.
It mails to you.
Or like for people who actually bought concert tickets, they could maybe like hold it or like purchase
True.
it
Like
after.
a ticket package.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That'd be so cool.
Then
That seems smart.
They already paid for the ticket and they want to buy merch. That's just more money for you guys anyway. So it's like
Similar to like the VIP thing that they do.
yeah.
Right? But like they also need to figure out the VIP shit. Because I remember I went to JID's concert and it was... He shook my hand.
Oh.
Anyway, I waited in line for 8 hours, okay? Because I was like, I need to see this man. Smino was also there. I needed to see, okay? And I've been like a JID fan for a while.
Wow.
So I was like, I'll wait. I don't care. And I was like very front. Then this idiot started forming line at the very end of it for like VIPs. And I was like, this is not fair. Either do it like separately beforehand so I know that they're already going to be in like front of me. And like, because the VIPs are coming like half an hour before. And they get barricade.
Right.
And I've been waiting for 8 hours to stand there.
No.
And I was like heartbroken. I still fought my way through them. Yeah. Like there were like 6'5" dudes jacked up, and I'm like, I don't care. I will kill you. I will kill you.
Did you end up getting
around? I was like, Mel, like come here, move.
Did it work? Like,
yeah, did it work out?
I got in. Quick? I got in very fast because I ran.
Okay.
First of all, and then I was like squeezing my way through it, which is a lot easier because like. They're huge dudes.
You could just like
I can go around.
Yeah.
And then I got in barricade. That was my biggest problem was staying at barricade because the mosh was happening, which was
you're gonna get.
It was bad. I was just like, I hope I don't die. That's all I hope. So thankfully, this one dude near me was like really sweet, and he's like, "You can hold this," and I was like, "Thank you,
so nice.
God bless, because he could see my body like going around, and I was like,
trampled.
Yeah, I was like, I was about to die, but it worked.
It works. JID, was it a good concert?
It was a great concert. Oh my god, that was I think by far one of my best ones.
Was that?
Yeah.
Last year, Jan.
Oh wow.
Yeah. 8 hours in the cold of Vancouver.
January.
Yeah.
Peak winter, raining, cold.
Dedicated.
Was it Rogers?
No, it was at the UBC place.
Thunderbird.
Yeah. It was great. It was great.
Yeah. Let's get another take going here.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel like we did at some point want to talk about what was that other take we were getting into? Tipping.
Can we just talk about that right now?
Okay,
Erica, do you want to join?
Someone can introduce the hot take.
So
what's the hot take?
Hear me out. Tipping culture is terrible for so many reasons.
100% agree.
Like,
True.
People think I'm broke. My friends say, like, you're just broke, but I'm not going to tip at Subway. I'm not going to do it.
That's my job, please.
I'm not tipping. Like, there wasn't a tip from the last 20 years of my life. But there's a tip this year.
Why?
I'm not paying now. I'm not tipping. Like, are they working a job that I'm sure they don't like?
I've done it too.
We've all
Yeah.
I've been there.
like
Like-
woohoo.
Like it's kind of like womp womp.
Like,
like,
wah, wah.
I don't really understand. Plus, like, I know. Okay, how do I say this? Are we even sure they're seeing the money? Like,
I don't know.
Like, are we giving it to the CEO of Subway?
like, exactly. Is this going into like someone's bonus, or is the actual like? I would love to hear back on that. Because if it goes into their pockets, I might be more open to it.
Yeah.
If
But
they give
yeah.
me like really great service.
it give me great service. If I know for a fact it goes into their pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if it's low heat, any Korean restaurants, it's definitely going to Just Boss.
Really?
Just the boss, yeah.
There
Oh,
we
I know.
go.
I'm gonna smash that no tip button next time.
Fuck you.
Literally.
Fuck you, Mr. Kim. Mr. Park.
Are you serious?
They did?
Because they're like, we should be giving this to, to be fair, this was a capital, I'm not gonna say where.
Okay.
But they were like, I think it's only fair you give it to more the kitchen staff. So I was like, okay, and they just took 100%.
Wow.
100%.
Because I reached out to them later saying like, so like how much did you get? And they're like, no, I
Oh.
didn't get any. It's just all to the boss.
That is
Okay.
fucked.
Wow.
That's kind of whack.
100%.
Ooh.
Corporate greed. That's crazy. See, there we go. Tipping culture
Now we
is
know.
flawed.
It's fraud.
And it isn't like I'm sure that the business survives knowing that everything's priced accordingly, that they can make enough money to sustain themselves. So that means he's just taking it for greed. Like, he's just taking it because he wants more.
Yeah.
Like, you already own the business.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Exactly.
Maybe if you paid your workers a living wage.
Yeah,
You
like,
take what
okay,
little
this
extra
is something we were discussing earlier. Why the hell are customers obligated or feel obligated or are almost like put in a situation where you have to feel guilty
Yeah.
almost to press the no tip button just because your employers are not paying you like living wage?
Yeah.
100%.
That's not.
It's
Like,
not-
I'm so sorry,
I
but
know
like,
we have to feel bad.
yeah, we also work
Yeah.
in multiple other areas where we don't get tipped. Why is it always like,
Yeah, it's unfair.
It is.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, and it's frustrates me that it's such a North American thing.
yeah,
Western thing.
It
mhm.
is.
Like, in a lot of the places, they don't have the culture of tipping because the idea is like you just pay people enough to.
Yeah.
But here, like in the United States, like, I don't know. Have you guys ever looked at like the tipping salary jobs?
I have. Yeah.
Like, Like, I think there's like an index. I looked at it a few years ago, and it's like in jobs in certain states and jobs that you get tips, there's like a different amount. Like the minimum wage is different.
Oh.
Like it's like they can pay you less if you're getting tips.
But that's
Some
fucked.
states it's really
That's
bad.
fucked
Yeah.
up.
Some states it's like I think it was like low stuff was like $4.75 or $3.75.
Oh my
an
god,
hour
no.
If you're getting tips.
So they're relying on tips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your life is tips.
Oh, that's fucked.
But that's just weird as hell. Like, I hope you get minimum wage, at least if not living wage.
Please.
Because why are we supposed to? We're also earning like a specific
Yeah.
amount ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't have the money to go ahead and like buy food every other day for myself, I definitely don't have the money to kind of like tip you.
Yeah, and then the people are always giving the excuse like, oh, then if you don't have the money to eat out, then like don't eat out.
But
Or if you don't, and then it's like,
but
what?
like everyone eats out once in a while.
It's
Yeah.
human.
Yeah.
It's fucking human.
Yeah.
People that are getting tips also eat out once in a while.
And it's a terrible system. I hate how popular it's becoming as like a strategy in businesses now. Like
Mm.
when we were younger, it really was just in restaurants.
Yeah.
It really was. Now
And
it's
that's what
everywhere.
usually high end restaurants
Yeah,
too.
Yeah.
Like, why am I going to like Chipotle or like Tim Hortons and you're asking me to tip? Like,
Importance is crazy.
that's
Not tipping a
weird.
cent at all.
That's weird.
Are you kidding me?
Like,
For about
why?
$2.75.
Yeah.
They worked real hard on making that.
Yeah, you press the button. It's going down.
Like, but honestly though, why are you taking out the fucking pastry, like warming it up, and I have to tip you for
They
that?
tip you for that. Like,
I'm not
all
doing
work
that.
some terrible jobs. Like, I'd rather tip the janitor of this place.
That's
They're doing God's
It's
work.
true.
But
They
like,
really are.
but like, I'm not. Yeah, you took your Timbits and put 10 in the thing and shipped it to me. Come on, you want $3.75 extra for that? No. you're not getting
No.
anything.
Like, there's this
Crisp
place
pop.
when I used to work retail. We had this cafe next to us. and they didn't even have like 5%, 10% kind of a thing. So imagine if I'm buying like coffee for like $7, their first tipping option is like $1, $2, $4. And I'm like, that's, if I'm paying like $7, the 10% is not $1.
And why is the coffee $7 in the first place?
Exactly.
$7 coffee.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
The first tipping option is $1. I'm just staring at them.
So
I'm
if you
like,
get something that's $5 and you can pay $1 extra, you're paying, isn't that 20% tip?
It's 20%.
exactly, directly.
And
That's so fucked. But they, in their brain, they think it's like a good idea to kind of just say like, oh, it's just $1, right?
And I think that it probably works better that way. 'Cause
Yeah.
The percentages, I'm gonna look at the percentage. I'm not doing the math.
Exactly.
What is 20%? I'd be like, oh, that's a lot of percentage. You know?
Yeah.
But like $1, oh, it's just a buck.
Yeah.
I have a buck.
But that's their strategy.
It's a good
Good
strategy.
strategy.
It is.
That's the bad part. That it's a good strategy.
It's a
to
good
get us to
strategy.
give
Like,
our
I
money.
would agree. I would not think about like, okay, $1.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, it's
$1.
like, you know when they ask you to like donate to like charities?
Oh, yeah,
That fucking never
How
works.
much of that is actually, you know,
What
are
I
they
heard.
taking part of it?
What I've heard is
Okay.
that is how they write off taxes.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Oh, yeah,
I've heard that
so,
too.
So
Oh my
I don't think it's
God.
technically not tax evasion. There's like tax evasion, the other one that's illegal. I forget what it is. But if you donate enough money, like if you
You
donate to
get-
charity or churches, you can write it off on tax.
Yeah.
So
And you
that's
get-
how companies do that. With your extra dollars to the Ronald McDonald House, they
Yeah.
donate that money and they write it off. So
It's
Insane.
business
weird.
strategies,
So it's
business.
okay for me to be like, fuck the
Smashing,
kids.
yes.
Yeah,
smash
I
that.
don't know.
No, smashing,
That's
no.
why I really like self-checkouts instead of like going up to the cashier, because they're asking me some really sad charity to donate to. And then I'm like, no.
I look her dead in the eyes. Man.
And they look at me like I'm a
no, thank
bitch, and I'm like,
you.
so that's why self-checkout is so great, because I'm just like, no,
Yeah.
fuck you, without having anyone like look at me over and be like, oh, she's a bitch, she doesn't care about people.
Like, I always feel a bit bad too, but I feel like we shouldn't feel that.
Yeah, and they'll have like really sad charities up there too, like some dog dying somewhere that you need to save, and I'm like,
you're like,
no,
No.
ooh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Everything's just
They
business.
can sound like such terrible people. But
We're
I
not.
just think
Like,
it's
I
the
promise
truth.
we're not.
I think we're just unfiltered.
Yeah.
Like, this is how everybody feels, I think.
That's it.
Unless you have a lot of money, but in that case,
Yeah.
you should be tipping.
You definitely should.
If you have a lot of money, but we're students. We don't
Like,
have that.
that's why I
Yeah.
get like high-end
Mm.
like restaurants having tipping culture, because if your customers can afford to pay like $200, $300,
Like for a
$400
nice
on
steak.
just like a steak, for fuck's sake, then they can definitely pay like a tip.
Yeah, if you're going into a nice restaurant like steakhouse, you got a nice steak. Some of that tip will go to the kitchen. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Who made it got a part of that. Makes sense.
They work hard at
They work
making
hard.
it at medium rare. I don't
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Then it gets sent back again. And
Yeah,
then
it makes
know. It's like, that's
Yeah.
not medium rare.
like they're measuring temperature. I get it.
I get it.
Yeah.
Work went into that. But
But like Chipotle,
But like Tim Hortons, please.
they're literally like putting my beans there right there in front of me, and that I have
but
to
then
dictate.
we're also talking about the part where they can spit in your food.
Yeah,
So
that's-
you gotta
that's
be
my
scared.
problem.
not
Hey,
a
but at
Chipotle.
least I know I can see Chipotle is not spitting in my food.
But they might give you a bit less chicken because you're leaving it like a.
that's
Yeah.
true.
You know what I mean?
Okay, that is my other big bone to pick with Chipotle. Listen,
Okay.
I would never
The chicken
ask
thing.
for more. I'll never
Yeah.
ask for seconds when they do it. But I am eyeballing when they're doing. I am locked
Please.
looking at the food.
You're like,
I'm
staring
staring down.
over on the counter. I'm staring because the worst thing ever is when you watch Chipotle so bad and they give you like a half scoop of rice and just
Oh,
walk.
And you're
it's
like-
so
'Cause they're going
bad.
so quickly. And I know, but please.
It's a monotonous job. I
It
get it.
is.
You're
You're
tired.
doing this for 8 hours. I get it. But when they do like the half scoop and then the other second half scoop, I'm like,
You're like,
Please,
like,
please.
I could have been. This is like 1 hour of my paycheck.
Like,
Like,
literally.
spending on this bowl. Like I'm counting this. Like I'm like paycheck the paycheck.
Yeah,
Please.
please.
Exactly. I
Like,
get
this
it.
is
I
my
totally
treat.
get it.
Like, this
Yeah.
is just my treat.
Everyone thinks Chipotle as a treat. Like, I've been seeing TikToks about it too, where I think the CEO or some bitch of like
Yeah.
TikTok literally like off Chipotle released the statement saying like, oh, you can always ask for seconds. You don't have to pull your phone out to record our like customers. It's become like a TikTok trend.
Is it?
Oh, really?
Where people take out their phones to kind of like record Chipotle workers so that they
So
can
that
put
they-
more. You know what? I think if that's working better than the like me staring
Maybe.
them down.
I could be an influencer. Hey.
Hi.
My daily vlog. Hey.
The last time a friend of mine, Gaius,
Gaius?
asked for extra, he got charged extra too. So like,
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's the thing.
What do you ask for
Yeah.
extra?
Lettuce.
Just lettuce?
And those no,
Lettuce?
lettuce.
They
Right?
asked-
Like when we went together.
Yeah,
And it was like, oh, because it was literally like a sprinkle. It's like what, like 5 shreds? So he's like, oh, could I have more? And he got charged 50 cents more.
For lettuce?
Burn it down, bro. What? They for lettuce.
Low heat.
Wait, if it was chicken or something, I would have gone.
Low heat Chipotle.
Like the brand
What's
new one
up
at
with low
Low
heat? What's up with low heat?
Everything around Low Heat.
Ooh, also about that, talking about that.
Okay.
They also put like a whole shred of like a plastic in there too. And I called in. I was like, and all they said was, oh, like, did you swallow it? And I said, no. And they're like, oh. And then there was like a 10-second delay, and they're like, sorry about that. I'm like, why did that take you so
Gift
long?
card, give me something.
Yeah.
Why did that take you so long?
That's crazy.
No,
Refund.
literally. Well, I had to call Uber Eats to be like, yo, what the fuck? And they got refunded. And yeah, that was it.
Wow.
That's crazy.
We need like a really good hot
A
take.
really good hot take.
Ooh.
I already complained about Star Wars.
Yeah.
We complained about it a lot.
Did you just complain about Star Wars here though?
Yeah, you weren't there.
Oh,
He
right.
complained about Star Wars like when Erica and I were sitting here.
We'll make this one brief because I think
I've never watched a Star Wars movie.
you're not missing out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Star Wars is the most. I think it's very overrated because I think it relies on nostalgia for its popularity. Like it only survives on like I get it was like the first like true blockbuster of like the era our parents grew up in, where like people were lining up for blocks.
Mm.
That was 40 years ago. Like how about we take some steps in the right direction
We grow
and we grow up? Like if you had only seen the most recent 3 Star Wars movies and that was your like
Only
Your whole
perception.
your
personality.
only
Yeah.
perception of the series,
Yeah.
you'd be like, this is ass.
This is
Okay.
not
This
good
is
at
bad.
all.
Like,
Yeah.
why do people like this? And that's where I'm kind of at with it, where I'm like, in my lifetime, I haven't seen a Star Wars show or movie that has made me appreciate the series.
Good.
Like,
No, that's fair. That's a valid thing.
That's valid.
Rogue One was good. I take that back. Rogue One was good. I like.
But again, like that's what I told Kofi too. I was
Okay.
like, a lot of things are based on nostalgia or like peer pressure. I said Game of Thrones, which is sorry.
Peer pressure, yeah. Peer
I'm
pressure for
so
sure.
sorry, guys. But like Game of Thrones, and there's so many other like shows like Bridgerton or whatever that are coming out,
Right.
and it's all like, oh, you haven't watched it, you haven't watched it, and I'm like, guys, I'm so sorry. Like,
I have been peer pressured to like watch a lot of shows, but then it's
I think
like,
I still haven't watched Game of Thrones,
I haven't.
but it ended up being shit.
You watched it?
No, like I know everyone who was like the last season was so ass, it ruined everything, whatever. It ended up being shit. You're
But
just hurt.
listen,
You're
you're
just
not
hurt.
listening. Yes,
Egoed.
yes, it was season 8, 7, 8 were bad. Yes, they were bad. But,
They were horrible.
But? Okay, there's a but.
But there's a huge but. But 1 to like 5.5.
Wow.
Listen, that's a lot of episodes, man.
What?
Every episode's an hour. Do the math.
Oh,
That's
God.
a lot of hours of television. And it is a masterpiece
Mm.
until like you get to the 5th season. That's why even the fact that 7 and 8, 7 wasn't terrible. It's just they didn't.
It started going shit.
They started going descending in season 6 because they ran out of book material.
Mm.
They ran out of the book. The books ended in the end of season.
Then why would you continue?
Yeah.
Because the Game of Thrones book, I think the last book to release was like 2004.
Oh,
Like he hasn't released a book in 20
Oh,
years.
like 2 years after I was born.
Literally.
Like so that's why he hasn't released the rest of them. So they just ran out of book. But you can't wait for this guy to drop 2 more books.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, well we'll just write our own ending.
And
So
it
the
was
writers
bad.
were just not
The
good.
writers-
And the writers were
just-
bad. And the
oh,
writers were
okay.
bad. And then they rushed it. I think season 8 because they had a chance to go direct to Star Wars as if we weren't just shitting on it.
Oh wow.
They had the chance to go do Star Wars, I think. So then they just wanted to like get it done.
But
And
that's
then-
that's the thing, right? Like Star Wars in its time was really good and it still is like
Yeah.
considered good.
Yeah.
Not maybe it was peer pressure at that point of time, maybe it was nostalgia, we don't know, but like it was good for the people,
Exactly.
right? That were watching it. That's why it's continuing. Same with the people that watch Game of Thrones. It was good for the people that watched
Yeah.
it. That's why there's like sense of,
And
oh my god, it's great. It's
Yeah.
great. Whatever. It's just for the people that watched it,
I'll-
everything will be good.
I'll die on the hill that I think Game of Thrones and the world it exists in is so well written and so fleshed out. Like, if you've never seen Game of Thrones and you watch like the new show, like House of the Dragon, that's like a prequel, you will still be like, this is a good show.
Mm.
You will still watch it with no context. You don't know anything. You can just watch one episode and be like, okay, like this is a good show. I think that
I might just give it a try.
I think you should. I will give you my Crave to watch it. if you
Okay.
are interested.
I'll take it.
Crave is
I'll take
really
it.
expensive, by the way.
Is it?
Crave
It's
is,
really
yeah.
expensive. It's
There's
really
a reason we
expensive.
don't have
I tried to find a Vancouver take. I don't
Okay.
even know if this take is hot anymore, but I just grabbed it on Reddit.
Reddit,
So
okay.
someone said, hear me out.
Hear me out.
Vancouver may be warmer than most other places in Canada and beautiful during the summer, but the pros do not outweigh the cons of living here.
That's true. Oh my god, that's so true.
So,
That is so true.
I feel like that is true, especially if you're not very like athletic or into like
Outdoorsy.
hiking and
Yeah.
stuff, because we have a lot of that here.
yeah.
but that's pretty much it.
There's the mountains, there's the beach, but like,
And
the
what?
beach is kind of like dirty as hell.
It's dirty.
E. coli in the fucking water or
Yeah.
some bullshit.
And it's like, look at the weather. It's July basically, and it's raining every day.
It's raining and it's cold.
Not the garbage truck. Yeah, it's the timing.
No, but like I agree. I'm an international student. I have like I came to Vancouver with like a lot more expectations.
What was your like?
Yeah.
Cause okay, when I was searching out Vancouver, there wasn't much conversation about rain at all. So I was
No
like,
one really
cool,
knew.
it's gonna be cold, but like it's not gonna be raining 24/7. I did hear that about like UK, but not about Vancouver.
Mm.
So I was like, and when I came here and I was like, this is depressing. I think I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
And then what else is here in Vancouver? There's beach, which you can't access all the
You
time.
can't access all the time. Or
Yeah, 'cause
sometimes you
it's
have to pay
raining.
for-
Yeah.
Yeah. And on the days you do want to go, it is almost impossible. It's
Yeah,
so hard.
And like
Yeah.
I'm so scared on English Bay, I'm gonna step on like a needle or something.
That's
broken
true.
glass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then the nightlife is ass. Just anything is ass. Because, like, after a point of time, like, say 10, 11 p.m., everything's dead.
Yeah.
It's dead. Yeah.
You hike, sure, but, like, you can't hike all the
grouse
time
grind.
either. Yeah.
I think a big part of it is like the way Vancouver is like drawn up, it's like segregated in a way that I think isn't like conducive to like growing a community.
True.
Like you see like in New York, you're like, I'm from Queens. You're from New York, but you're from Queens.
Yeah.
Like you're from Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn.
Mm.
You're
Yeah.
From New York. It's part of New York, but you're from that area.
Mm.
We don't have that.
I feel
No.
like Toronto.
Toronto
kinda
even has that. Like I'm from Vaughan. You're from here. You're from
Scarborough.
Scarborough.
Yeah.
Hamilton.
Brampton. You know what I mean? But like if you in Vancouver, it's like I'm just kind of.
I'm from Vancouver.
like,
I'm from Vancouver.
you live
I
in-
wouldn't say I'm
But you
from
live in, like,
Burnaby.
Coquitlam.
You live in
Yeah.
Coquitlam. I just live in Vancouver. You live in Burnaby. You live in Richmond. But at the end of the day, it's like
Vancouver.
It's just Van. at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
Because who's going to explain that?
Yeah, because there's not like each individual place doesn't have like its own subculture
Yeah.
True.
in a way that like kind of brings people together.
Real.
It's just houses everywhere.
Real.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like high rises and townhouses.
Real.
Also, Vancouver is pretty cliquey.
clicky. Yeah.
It's very, it's just like people have their own communities that they've had for
Yeah.
years on end, and you just can't make friends. Everyone's super cold, super reserved, and I'm like, that's really fucking odd. Like,
Yeah.
I expected people to be a lot more friendlier. Because Canada,
Canada.
polite, nice, sweet people. No,
No,
Vancouver
literally.
doesn't have
And
that.
people always tell me like, "Oh, you're so friendly," and then I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm from Alberta." And they'll be like,
Makes
"Oh, you're not even from here."
When did you come from Alberta?
2021.
Oh wow, recent.
Ooh.
Hey, interesting. Two Albertans on this. I was also grew up in Edmonton.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I
Wow,
didn't even
there we
know
go.
this, and I was just
17.
shitting on
Yeah.
Edmonton.
No,
I'm
it's so valid to shit on Edmonton.
I'm so sorry.
Edmonton's worthy of getting shit on.
Oh
But,
no.
I was gonna say, now that we can maybe both speak to this, it's
Yeah.
like, how do you think the environment, like socially, was different in Calgary? Versus
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought Calgary like everyone knew everyone, but I think here is also similar.
similar?
Because I like interacted with people that grew up just in Vancouver, and I feel like they've always had experiences where like they just know everyone here. In general, I feel like Calgarians like are deemed to be more like friendly and talkative, and I feel like we're more like friendly to each other, if that makes sense.
I feel the same way. I
Yeah.
feel the same way. I think it's Vancouver is very cold in a way.
It's
Like-
yeah.
Reserved.
It's reserved.
Reserved.
Like get on
Yeah.
the SkyTrain, you don't talk to anyone.
Mhm.
Or put your headphones in, don't speak.
Yeah, you just do your own thing.
Just do your own thing. But I feel like in Alberta, at least to some degree, it's more like connected. Like it's less weird.
Community.
It's more
Mhm.
community.
Yeah.
Like it's less strange for me to like strike up a conversation with someone on the train.
Literally.
Like that's not weird. There.
Mm.
Like that's just normal. Like bump into someone in line and you can just talk to them.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, yeah.
That's really true. Yeah,
Here,
okay.
I feel like I don't find that.
It's not.
here at all.
I haven't found it a lot in like Vancouver.
Yeah.
Yeah, people
Unless
think
you're
you're
out.
weird.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's
Like,
just
why are you talking
weird.
to me? Like,
Yeah,
What
like,
is- what is
They
funny?
get a very like
Yeah.
cold shoulder kind of vibe, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't like that. It's also difficult to make friends, even just in classes.
Very difficult.
you cannot just like say someone's sitting next to you. You cannot just chat up to them and
No.
be like, oh wow.
Very
No.
closed off.
You need to know people beforehand and take classes with them
Yeah.
to
And then you
have
kinda,
like
like,
something.
grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's difficult. Like that's a good point. Like meeting people in class. Maybe our school is a unique thing. It's
I don't
particularly
know.
bad, but
Hey, maybe it's a structure. maybe
it is.
maybe it's an
It's a
architect.
commuter
Like,
school is
it
what
is a
I
commuter
Yeah.
school. It is a commuter school. Like case in point, I've commuted all 4 years. But
Are you fourth year?
me too.
but it's just oh man. Anyway, we
Wait,
could go on for days.
Yeah,
That's true.
So what was your, like, I guess, motivation for, like, moving here? Like, what made you want to, like, come here again?
I moved in high school.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it was my family that moved. Yeah.
Oh.
I moved right before I started grade 10.
Oh,
It's because my
wow.
sister got into UBC. And
Oh,
my
that's
mom was like,
cool.
Chance, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's
She's like, let's get out of here.
I
So
can't.
ripped us out and then we came here. And then yeah, it's different. It's a lot bigger. At first it was hard to get used to it. I'm sure you experienced that too.
Yeah, definitely.
For like the first year it's a little challenging. It's a bigger city.
Oh.
I'm sure Calgary to here must have been a much easier
Yeah,
transition maybe.
it was like, yeah, definitely. I think the motivation for me was just not going to like the university that all my friends were going to. You know what I mean? I was just like, I know everyone. Everyone
Yeah.
goes to the University of Calgary. It's like,
Yeah.
bruh, I don't want to be.
It's just like high school part too.
Yeah, it's just like I don't want to be with my high school friends forever,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
So.
That's very true. Yeah.
But I was grateful to like have met people here, and even though it was really hard, like I definitely had to take initiative to talk to people first.
Mhm.
I didn't expect them to come to me, and
Yeah.
I'm a very like introverted person usually, so it was hard, but I think it paid off.
That's good.
Yeah.
Which one above? Like which one would you, if you had to rank them?
Oh, like Calgary, Vancouver.
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard cost of living in Calgary is also going up though.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
heard because everyone is moving to Alberta now.
Yeah, because
right?
of how cheap it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's a really hard question. Maybe right now, as of right now, like here,
Okay.
I'd rank higher.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Compared to your international experience, how do you think like Vancouver? Like if you had to rank compared to other places you've been, other places you would like to go.
Oh yeah. Like,
Ooh.
do you want to stay here for a job?
Like do you think,
I
yeah,
think-
you that's a good way. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'd move to Toronto. That's my
Yeah,
thing.
the East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure I'll freeze to death probably.
Snowed your house a few
Probably.
times.
Yeah, but like I
The
feel like
community.
I want to grow into a community. Like
Mhm.
here, getting into or like being part of community was like really difficult, especially because I came here during COVID.
Ooh, the
So
worst
like
possible
it was the
time.
worst time, especially as an international student, because I had to
Yeah.
come through FIC. So if
Mhm.
anyone's been in FIC, they know it's trash. Like let get
Mhm.
Gaius on this podcast. Him and I have been through struggle in our lives because
Yeah.
like we were online, we were in our home countries, and FIC was just you're just interacting with the people there,
Mhm.
and those are like 100 people that you know.
So
You have no idea about SFU at all.
Oh, it was like a whole nother
Whole nother
institution.
thing.
Oh,
It's like, and it's mind you, it's
Yeah.
right on campus
Yeah.
there, but
I'd
like no
never
one
heard of
knows
it
about
till you guys,
FIC.
like,
I've only heard it. I don't even know
Yeah.
what it does.
When you come to like SFU, no one knows it.
Yeah.
And like we thought FIC is like a whole thing because that's how they portrayed it.
They promote it. To you
Yeah,
that.
and like online, you cannot take part in like SFU volunteering. Don't talk to SFU profs. No access to the Go SFU. Nothing.
Oh wow.
You're like
secluded.
secluded. It's weird. It's like caged up. And then like the given 100 people, you're trying to do everything
There's
just
100
to
people in total.
100 200 maybe like
So you get to know
it's
them.
one building.
Yeah.
It's one building.
wow.
Oh, it's really like high school.
Yeah.
Really high
Really high
school.
school.
It's bad. And like I remember when I had I was like struggling to find a job after I quit one. I went to FIC and I became
Yeah.
a student advisor, which was the worst thing I could possibly do. Cause there were people my age, I was 20, who were coming up to me with weird life problems of like marriage. At the age of 20.
Am I supposed to tell you?
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
It's weird. They have this weird like
Dynamic or like,
weird dynamic of like everything you're doing in Canada has to be very family oriented. And I don't want a family here. I have my own. Like back in India, I need to chill.
Yeah.
I don't want that shit. Like I remember having this one person come up to me and be like, I'm about to get married and have a baby, but like, how do I continue like school? Don't.
Dog.
Why are you here?
I'm 20.
What can I say?
I could like what am I going to do? Like what am I saying? So it was weird. And then when I transitioned to SFU, first year plus almost second year all had already ended.
Right.
So like yeah, first year ended, and when I came to SFU in person, I was like in my second year. Like halfway through my second year.
Oh wow.
Cause like I wasn't in Canada for the first 1.5 years.
Yeah.
My first year in FIC completely like just
Yeah.
in a box, and then the remaining half year at SFU was also online. And then I came to Canada, and everyone had their own friend groups or whatever for the past 1.5 years, and I was like, ooh, what do I do?
Oh.
This is weird.
Interesting.
Like I really had to like, of course, experience and everything for my work is different, but my motivation to join clubs and unions was like so I can build some sort of community.
Yeah, you need some connection, some roots, really.
Yeah. It was really horrible.
I think the CMNSU is like one way that
Oh,
I
it
felt
really,
way
yeah.
more like I was going to university, I had a purpose here or something like
That's
that.
very true. That's
Connected,
very
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Especially because I was in econ and business for the first 2.5 years of my life. So I transferred into communications and English like later on.
Yeah.
So by the time I was even in comms and the classes,
Everyone
knew each other. Everyone knew the TAs. And I'm like, guys, I get it. I totally
I'm a
get
transfer.
it.
This is day one for me.
Like, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me just like, whatever I can find. Let me apply to it. And then I remember Joaquin telling me, because we were in like one club together.
Okay.
And he was like, try joining like CMNSU. I was like, purr.
Wow.
I'm so happy. 2 years later, I'm so happy.
And now she's the president.
Period.
Slay Joaquin. Thank God he said that. Thank God.
Because of his words.
Yeah. Because now when I go to classes, I know people, right? Like last fall, we went to like 313, and like
so many people.
and I had like 8 people just from CMNSU in that class.
313. What class is that?
It was with Fred. It was something data.
I wasn't in it, but I just know because
Yeah.
I heard.
Class, yeah.
So that was cool.
Oh.
All right. I think we should wrap it up.
I think
Yeah,
so.
you have your
I'm-
class.
I'm in fact late to class.
Oh,
You're late.
I won't get there in time. It's
Oh.
fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It's
Which
fine,
class?
Just talking.
Bruh.
which
Uh,
class?
412, 411.
Ah.
Victoria? I don't remember.
Okay.
Sorry, Victoria.
Shout
if
out
you ever see
Victoria.
this. You know why I was late. This is why I was late.
She's watching this.
Oh no.
But I don't know an outro.
This was Hear Me Out.
Let's just hear me out.
Hot takes.
takes.
Edition.
And then you can hear us out next week. Maybe
On
it's-
an-
That's a good one. Hear us
Oh,
out next
hear
week
us
is
out
really
next week.
good, actually.
Should we do that again? Or?
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.